So in this video, we're going to go ahead and configure IntelliJ IDEA for Python. So we've actually installed it, as you saw in the previous video, but now what we need to do is we need to just configure it and basically associate Python so that it actually works within the IntelliJ IDEA integrated development environment. So I'm going to assume you've started up IntelliJ. What you need to do first is then click on Configure. You need to go into Plugins and type in Python here when the little window pops up. We need to come down here and click on Install JetBrains Plugins, or plugin I should say. Then we need to select Python as custom language, and there should only be the one option there, and you'll know you've got the right one if it's got something, like in this case, over 500,000 downloads. So it's a very popular plugin. I'm going to click on Install, click on Yes. We're going to let the Python plugin download, and this really is just a plugin, as you can see, which actually configures IntelliJ so it actually works with the Python interface itself. And now we need to do is actually restart IntelliJ IDEA for that change to take effect. So I'm going to click on that. And sometimes I've noticed that doesn't actually work. So if you can't actually close there, just close down here and just actually close down IntelliJ completely and just start it up again. So I'm going to start up IntelliJ again. Okay, now once we've restarted, what we need to do is we need to set up a Python SDK, which stands for Software Development Kit. So we're nearly done. So what we need to do is we'll click on Create New Project. And once I do that, there should be a little option that actually pops up, and we can select the various projects, and we can actually select Python. I'm going to click on that. Now notice here, if I click on that, there's nothing in there. So the project SDK for Python hasn't been created. So we need to click on New, click on Add Local, and it'll actually want to know where the actual Python program actually is. And you can actually find that, and noticing that it's actually found some of that for us automatically. I didn't actually type anything in there, and it actually located it for us automatically. The one we want will actually be Python 3.4. So that would be the one we actually want there. Python 3 would probably do it as well, because Python 3 will probably link to 3.4 and higher version. So probably that's the right one there. And you can see that's in usr/bin/python 3. But if you've got trouble finding that, then what I suggest you do is just go into Terminal and just type in where is Python 3. And that should give you an indication where it is on your system. In my case, you can see that matches /usr/bin/python 3, and that's obviously what was selected here automatically. So chances are IntelliJ will find it for you automatically. You may have to browse depending on your system to find it. So I'm going to click on OK to that. And notice when I did that, it's come up and said updating skeletons. So it's actually going through configuring and setting it up so that we can actually use Python in IntelliJ. So I'm going to close down the terminal window now because we're finished with that. And notice how now the project SDK, we've now got Python showing in there, and it shows you the version. You may have a high version, as I mentioned in the Python setup video. But in our case, we're using Python 3.4. I'm going to click on Next. I'm going to click on Next, leaving that unticked. And I'm just going to create a test project. I'm going to call it Test Project. You can call it whatever you like. Click on Finish, and they'll open up the application in IntelliJ. And we'll just type in Hello World to just make sure that it's actually working within IntelliJ. So I'm going to close that tip of the day down. And you can see down the bottom of the IntelliJ window it's indexing. So we just need to wait for that to finish. And then we'll just type in a test project and we'll be done. And you'll actually be able to move on to start coding some programs in Python. Okay, so you can see we're now done. So this is actually the IntelliJ IDE, the interface now. So what we can do now is we're going to open that out, and we're going to just right click it, click on New, and come on down here to Python file, select that. We're just going to call it Hello World. Click on OK. And that's going to give us the hello world.py program, or the file I should say. I'm going to delete that first line because we don't really need it. And what I should be able to do now is just type print hello there world. And to run it in IntelliJ, we can just right click here, click on Run Hello World, and we can see we've got the output down the bottom. And you can actually see what's happening there. You can see it's actually invoking /usr/bin/python 3, and it's passing the actual name of the file, hello world.py, there automatically. And obviously we've got the output hello there world. So as you'll find in future videos, the IntelliJ IDEA is just a great interface. It really just saves you a lot of time in debugging and in creating your code. And it's just a lot easier than to use than idle, in our opinion. And just out of interest, the other thing you can do is if you want to run it again in the future, you can just click on this button and that will actually run the code again. So that's it. I'm going to end the video there now. We've now configured Python and IntelliJ. And in the next section, we're going to go ahead and start work on creating our very own Python programs and, of course, learning how to use it. So I'll see you in the next section.